Hello and welcome back to the CERN WebFest. Thank you very much, everyone who joined us. So the first day of hacking has officially begun, and we do hope that you are, guys, our dear participants, chose the right topic for you, that you are all assigned to the team, that everything is going okay, and so that you're having a great WebFest experience so far. And as promised, this session is going to be dedicated to the update and feedback. So we aim to give you some insights on how we are moving on, how are you guys feeling, how are you doing, and we'll also remind you on our schedule, as we saw quite some messages popping up regarding the schedule. So we'll also give you a little reminder on that. And yes, welcome again, and let's start. Andrew.
So welcome from my side too. I'm really pleased to announce that we now have around 50 projects underway. So congratulations on having formed your teams. We hope everything is going well. We understand that there were maybe a few teething issues yesterday evening and into the early morning. So thank you to those of you that flagged those up on the Mattermost channels. If you do run into any problems at any stage, please do use the Mattermost channels. And if we see things that are recurring, we'll try to address them for everybody in these update sessions. Of course, we will also be responding to you straight away in Mattermost. So thanks very much for that. And we're really, really pleased to have 50 different teams now working hard. So with no further ado, let's move over to the schedule.
Well, so first we'll start with a little reminder of what we did yesterday. So at 17 CST, we began with a kickoff and pitching session where all the projects were introduced and the whole program of the WebFest was introduced. In case you didn't have a chance to join us and you missed the session, don't worry, you still have a chance to see it and to follow it via the YouTube channel.
Then, of course, yesterday we also had our networking session with Remotely Green. That, unfortunately, isn't something that you can follow again online because it was just an interactive session. But no worries if you weren't able to take part in that. We have another similar session lined up for this evening, which we'll talk to you about a little bit later.
And today in the morning, we already had quite an energized and an active start with a WebFest yoga. I hope a lot of you managed to join the session and had some fun before the hard hacking day.
And thank you also to those of you who joined the first of our how-to workshops today, which was on how to frame a problem. This, as with all other sessions, is available on YouTube for those that weren't able to join. So these how-to sessions are all sort of just 20 minutes or so long. So please do take a look if you're interested. It will be on YouTube for at least the remainder of the WebFest.
Right, and now we are at the update and feedback session. As mentioned before, we just want to remind you about the program, to give you some insights on how we are moving on. Also, we will meet some very special guests today, so please stay tuned, and we'll meet them a little bit later. Also, we would like to hear, to give you some feedback and to address any questions that were frequently popping up yesterday in the Mattermost channel.
And following that, we have a real treat for you. Stefan Luders, the head of CERN Computer Security, will be joining us to give a special how-to session on how to be cyber secure. So this is going to be very exciting. I certainly will be joining, and I encourage you to do so too. It's a half-hour session. It's a talk about all sorts of aspects of web security, and it's the kind of thing that we really do encourage you all to keep in mind when you're developing apps, websites, or other tools for the WebFest.
And afterwards, we have another how-to session, how to communicate scientific topics, another session that we would highly recommend you to join. Andrew, my co-moderator, will also host this session, so please make sure you join, and I can only assure you it will be very, very interesting.
And then following on from that, this evening European time, so this is at 18:00 CEST, so 6 p.m. CEST, we will have a second update and feedback session similar to this one, just 15 minutes to address any issues that may have come up throughout the day and to recap what will be following for the remainder of Saturday and Sunday.
And right, as a quick update session, you will have a chance to get a feedback session, again using the Remotely Green app. So the idea is that one member of each team meets with one another, discusses the projects that they're currently working on, and gets some feedback. Please note that it's very important. You will find 2 different links to the second update session and to the idea forum session with Remotely Green on the app. So this is one slot on the schedule in the app, but there are 2 different links. So just make sure you choose the right one.
And last but not least, the day is going to finish with Zumba. So the day started with some fun and exercise, and it's going to finish with some fun and exercise too. It's going to be Saturday night, at least it is here in Europe, so it's time to dance. At 19:30 and running through to 20:00, so from 7:30 to 8 p.m. CST, it's Zumba time. So please do join that as well if you like to dance, exercise, or a bit of both.
Yes, and that's it. I guess we can now move on to introducing our mentors that are available today. Is it correct, Andrew?
Yes. So one other thing we would like to flag up is that today, as with every day throughout the WebFest, we have a number of mentors available for you all. So these are people who have kindly volunteered their time to be available in the Mattermost chat channels with a variety of expertise. So you can see on the slide now a number of names highlighted in green, and these people will be available throughout the day today. In particular, I would like to draw attention to Francois Brière, who will be available from 4 p.m. CEST today for a couple of hours. So anyone that has questions related to outreach and educational activities, I do in particular encourage you to get in touch with him, because he's the head of local engagement here at CERN and has lots of expertise in this area. But of course, all of our mentors are experts in their relative fields. So at all times, 2 to 3 should be available on the Mattermost channel. So if you have a question, go to the mentor channel, send it there. You can have a side chat with someone, bounce some ideas off, get some feedback. It's a really useful thing to have in place. So we do encourage you to make full use of it. Thank you. Now I'm going to hand back over to Anastasiia, who's going to speak to some of the people involved in the WebFest to get their feedback on how things have been going so far.
Indeed. Thank you, Andrew. Special guests joining us. I'm going to introduce you one of your fellow participants, Stefan. Stefan, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So Stefan Ludwig is from Germany, from the Freiburg University in Germany. It's very nice to have you here, have on board.
Yeah, thanks for the invitation.
How are you doing so far?
Yeah, I'm very well.
So Stefan, tell us a little bit more about the project you are working on. As far as you know, it is a WebFest. These are the experts you are looking for. Can you please tell us a little bit more in detail what the project is about and what the idea is?
Yeah. So the cool thing at CERN is that you have a lot of experts there. The bad thing is you can't reach them. So during the summer student internship I did last year at CERN, it was amazing to stay at R1 really late and to meet all the interesting people you can learn a lot from. But during this time, it's not possible. R1 is closed, everyone is kind of sad, but there's no need to be sad because the experts are still there and they're giving a lot of talks and conferences and somewhere else. And our idea is to find those experts based on the talks they are giving. We are working on an automated system to do a semantic analysis on the abstracts of these talks and to scan them for meaningful keywords and to build a huge network of keywords with respect to the experts to identify them and to make them searchable. So the best outcome for this weekend would be to have an idea of the visualization, kind of a cloud or whatever it could be, something super innovative and really nice to use to find the experts you're looking for. And the best is this problem exists everywhere. So in the UN, for example, you have a lot of experts available for super nice humanitarian projects, but you cannot reach them that easily. Or in big companies or in universities, if you want to give lectures, it's quite easy to do that as a professor or someone else. But as a student, as someone who has not access to all the information that is available, it's really hard. And if you're not an expert by yourself, it's super hard to ask the really meaningful questions. So it's, yeah, I'm super excited what the weekend will bring and what we are able to present.
We're excited also too. And as far as you know, it's not your first time participating in the WebFest, is it correct? And I think you've already started to work on this project also last year. Can you tell us a little bit more your story?
Exactly. So as I told, I was part of the summer student program last year at CERN, and I participated in the WebFest and had no idea what this will be about. And I was super encouraged, and I really could feel the dedication of so many people. And this was really, really amazing. So our initial idea was born there, and we're working for a year now with a super international team from Canada, France, Germany, Switzerland, and China on this idea that was born last year. Two of the teams of last year's WebFest merged, and the whole idea really developed. But now it's time to open again and to really ask new people to join and to develop something which was not developed before. So it's not that we already have a fixed tool, everything is done, not at all. So it's time for change, to face knowledge exchange and duplication.
Yeah, I mean, that's why you are here for. So that's great. Can you please tell us, Stefan, who is already on your team? Are these people with different backgrounds from different countries as in previous years? Who are they?
So we have now one girl from Korea, a guy from India, and the rest of the team from us. And it's super cool to see that it's quite hard to work online with so many different time zones. So just imagine from Canada to China, So people are working in the night or really, really early in the morning. But it's okay. During WebFest, you're not supposed to sleep a lot.
I guess, yes, but please don't forget to have fun. And also my last questions to you, Stefan, would be, can you please give a tip to all the other participants who maybe participate for the first time?
So the most important tip that I can give is don't hesitate to ask questions. Just fire up everything you want to know. And if you need some help, there's so many people outside in the chat rooms available or the organization team. You're amazing. And you can really help to solve a lot of problems and to ask questions which are really hard to answer. But that only makes us dig more deeper into our own projects. So don't hesitate to ask and go for it.
Thank you so much, Stefan. Thank you so much for being here with us and for making this call. A very good luck to you. Happy hacking, great hacking, and we'll see you later.
Cool. Thanks a lot. Ciao.
Bye. Yeah, and we are moving on to a very special person who is actually staying behind the camera but is doing a very important job. Please meet Hans Wechler from Germany. Hans, are you here?
I'm here. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Hans. So just to give you all a little introduction to Hans. Hans is a student at Karlsruhe Institute of Technology, and he is a member of the GLONet team, a wonderful team who is providing a technical support for this year's WebFest, which we are very thankful for. And so, Hans, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. A little bit tired, though.
Have you managed to get some sleep last night?
I did, but as Stefan mentioned earlier, taking part in the WebFest, no matter whether you're an organizer or a participant or a mentor, you won't catch that much sleep.
How many coffees have you? How many cups of coffees?
Only one so far.
Okay, and so just please let us know, is everything going smooth and okay so far from the technical point of view?
Well, as Andrew mentioned earlier, we had some technical issues with the app last evening, but as our co-organizers, Carolus and Daniel, used to say, you have to hack the hackathon organizing hackathon is similar to taking part in a hackathon. You don't catch that much sleep, and you always run into challenges where you have to find solutions for. And yeah, we like to thank our participants for their patience, and we're happy that everything is running smoothly so far from now on.
Thank you so much, Hans. Thank you all for the great team you are doing. And good luck to you.
Thank you very much as well.
So, as Hans mentioned, we really want to thank you for all the understanding, because as you can imagine, it's much harder to organize an online hackathon, and not everything goes right from the very first time. But we do our best to solve any technical issues and any issues in general that you might have. So thank you for your understanding. And also, I like to move on to meet our mentor, although I'm not sure if she's here. Sakshi, are you there?
I'm afraid that Sakshi's not been able to join us,
Okay.
Anastasiia. So instead, we'll move on now to the overview of the judging criteria.
Good. Just give me a brief second. As mentioned yesterday, but probably not every one of you was able to join as a pitching session, we would like to remind you the judging criteria that based on which our judges are going to evaluate you and the projects you're working on. So basically, we have 3 main criteria, which are innovation, presentation, and impact. You will be evaluated on a scale from 1 to 5, 1 being the lowest point and the 5 the highest. So our judges will first of all look on how innovative your idea is and your technical solution. Another point is the presentation. It's really important how creative your final video presentation is. And also, last but not least, is impact criteria. So what is the potential impact for real-world applications of your project? If you would like to take a closer look at the criteria at some point later, please don't hesitate to visit our website, webfest.cern. You will find all the information there. Yes, and this is
okay.
Andrew, please take off.
So as you've seen, we've gone over the schedule for the rest of today, but really important is just to remind you about the feedback session this evening. So this starts at 6 p.m. CEST and will be followed immediately by the session with Remotely Green. So one more thing that I want to tell you about for tomorrow as well is one of our how-to sessions. So some of you may be interested in taking part in the how-to session about how to create a simple video. Now that's important because on Sunday at the end of the day, we'll be asking you to present your projects in the form of a short video. So it may be that 1 or 2 people from your team wish to attend this how-to session, and that may hopefully impart some useful skills for putting together the video in time for the evening. Of course, it may be that you're all interested in this and would just like to all tag along. Anything is fine by us. The important thing to remember for this, however, is that in order to take part in this workshop, you will need to download some software. So you should be able to see on the slide in a moment that you can download some free software called Davinci Resolve 16. Here are all of the details. So it's available for Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. You can also see the link on your screen, and we'll be sure to share that link in a moment on the Mattermost channels as well. So this is just for those of you that are thinking of taking part in the how-to workshop on creating a simple video, which is at 1 p.m. CEST tomorrow. Now, as Anastasiia mentioned, unfortunately, our mentor Sakshi wasn't able to join us to share her perspectives on the event so far. However, I am very pleased to announce that we have Mehran on the line. So Mehran, would you be able to join me, please?
Hello.
Hi, Mehran. Thanks very much for joining us. How are you?
I'm well, thanks.
And how's it been going providing mentorship so far?
Yeah, it's been all right. I had to work a few things out myself to start with, but we got through these and things have been going well since.
Great. And what's your area of expertise? Is there a particular area in which you've been providing people with help and advice?
So far, I haven't been helping too much with my actual work experience, I've been checking that people are happy with their teams, that they have the right number of team members, if they want to move teams, that sort of thing. But my work experience is in preparing open data from CERN for use in education. So I hope to help people with this later on in the WEBFEST.
Great. So we do encourage you all to contact Mehran and his fellow mentors throughout the coming days. Mehran, tell us a little bit more about yourself. Where are you joining us from today?
So I'm in Wales. Luckily, that means I'm an hour behind Central European time. So I stayed up quite late, but not as late as other mentors and organisers that are in Central Europe.
And presumably you've taken part in a number of hackathons yourself in the past?
Yeah, but this is my first WEBFEST, and I wouldn't have been able to take part in it unless it were online. So it's really great that it's been made into a global event.
Well, thank you very much. We really appreciate you joining us, and obviously it's a shame that many physical events have had to be cancelled as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. But we are, of course, very pleased to be able to take the positives out of holding this as an online event, and that means people such as yourself joining us from Wales. But also yesterday, I found myself on a call during the Remotely Green chat with one person from Canada, one from China, and one from India. And I don't think that would have been possible had we not been holding this event online. So we're really, really pleased to be doing that and making this into such a big global event. Just one last thing, Mehran. Any advice for the participants? What would you like to share with people?
I think I'm going to steal Stefan's advice, is to ask questions, interact with as many people as possible. Even if you don't get as much done as you'd like to, it's very important to make contacts.
Great. Well, thank you very much for joining us on the last moment there, and apologies for putting you on the spot. Thanks very much indeed.
Thank you.
It's all right. Thank you.
So to finish up, we'd just like to remind you all, to ask any questions you have on the Matmos channels. Of course, for those of you that are active on social media, if you are tweeting, Facebooking, or sharing on Instagram or any channel at all, please do use our hashtag, which is #CERNWebFest, and that way we can see the messages and hopefully amplify them too. So thank you so much again to you all, and we hope you enjoy the upcoming how-to sessions, and we will see you back at 6 p.m. CEST for the next of our general updates.
Thank you so much, and have a nice day, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Happy hacking.
Bye.